Hello everybody, Pat the Video Guy here, and today we are going to cook up some pork chops on my pellet smoker grill. I'm going to be doing this on my Austin XL. And the process that I'm going to be using today is I'm going to smoke it on a very low temperature for about an hour. And then I'm going to take it off the grill, and then I'm going to crank up the heat. I'm going to slide the slider plate over to allow for direct flame broiling, and then I'm going to finish off and sear the pork chop on the grill. So now, one of the things I really like about pork chops is that they are a cheaper cut of meat. I like to find just screaming deals on meat, and so pork chops are relatively inexpensive. And I cooked up some center cut pork chops not too long ago. They looked like they were marbled enough, but they really weren't. They were too lean, and I cooked it too hot. So I'm going to have to kind of change the strategy today a little bit. These are a little thinner cut, and but they're also fattier. And so fat equals flavor. Now, as far as the meat, what I like to do usually the day before is get some rub already on there. And this time I'm using Weber dry smoking rub. You can use whatever you like. Want to see? Okay, you can use whatever rub you prefer, and I usually tenderize it. I put holes all over and get the rub on there and stuff. And I like to do that the day before so that it can sit overnight with the rub and seasonings on there. You can do it a few hours earlier, or if you're just more of a all natural meat person, or you just want salt and pepper, then do it the way you want. This is how I do it, and it's worked out pretty well. All right, so to get everything started, I normally turn on the grill here, or turn it on to smoke, and get it going that way. And the first few minutes is getting the getting the wood, the pellets started and whatnot. And during this time, before it gets too smoky, I'm going to lay down just some simple, non-stick spray. Some people want to go with really fancy sprays or some certain kind. I've used just really cheap Pam. It's worked fine for me. All right, so I'm going to be smoking pork chops. My grill right now is going through its 5-minute warm-up procedure. Along with the pork chops, I'm going to put on an Anaheim pepper that I'm going to smoke, and a piece of corn on the cob. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put that corn on the cob in the microwave for about 2 minutes. I'm going to leave it in its husk, and then it's going to go out here and smoke for the time here. So it's going to join the pork chop when we put this on. And so the warm-up time only takes about 5 minutes, and then it's going to be pretty close to the smoke time, so I'll go ahead and put it on there. The meat is going to be on there for about 45 minutes, and then from there I'm going to show you how I'm going to sear this on direct flame a little bit later, so stay tuned for that. Okay, putting the meat on. These are pretty thin, so and there you go. We are off to the races. I'm going to leave that on the smoke setting, and it's probably around 180 or so, and so I'm going to leave that on there for about 45 minutes. I mentioned the Anaheim chili and corn on the cob. I put this guy, you notice that the kind of the husk is still on there and stuff. I put him in the microwave for 2 minutes, and then the chili I just rubbed it down with some oil. So now it's going to go on. I'm going to put both these on here and smoke it with the meat and get that going. And there we go. Also, in case you're wondering what kind of pellets I use, I'm using the Pit Boss. This is the competition blend pellets, and I have them just in this plastic container that I have outside. Keeps it dry, keeps the water out, which is something you really have to do. Keep the water away from the pellets. Alright, so it's officially that time. It's been in here about 35 minutes. Kind of check the temperature and starting to get up there. So I'm going to pull these guys off. Feel them look a little stiff. Get these guys off of here. Off of here too. Alright. Now, next I'm going to crank up the heat to 400. And this is what I'm going to do. The Austin XL has 3 grill grates on here. I took one off, and this is why. One goes over here, goes over here. Probably see that fire in there. I'm going to use the direct flame to sear the meat the rest of the way. Now, what I've done before, that heat with the fan underneath there gets so crazy hot, it will torch whatever, and so you really can't leave it on there, meat whatever long there at all. So what I want to do is I'm going to put one pork chop over here, another one over there, and I'm going to kind of rotate it. So you'll watch and see how I do this, and we'll see how it works out. And I'm going to only do this just probably for about 10-15 seconds a side. It's not going to take long at all. Okay, got a timer. Here we go. I'm aiming for 15 seconds and we're starting. So I'm going 15 seconds or so on this side, and then I'm going to bring the other one over. So that's that. Now, sorry, I'm not that coordinated today. Slide this guy over, bring this guy over. Going for 15 seconds or so. And again, these are thin cut. Okay, let's drop it down. Finish this off. Now, slide that over, slide this back over. That's how that's going to go. Okay, I just cut into that. You can probably see how juicy that is there. Easy to cut. Good and juicy. You can see the juice on there. Well, I think that was a success. Wow. Yum. Okay. Yum. That was really good. All right. Here are my thoughts after doing that. All right. First of all, these were thin cut pork chops. And so the amount of time to smoke, I had to reduce it down. I was thinking 45 minutes to an hour, and actually at about 35 minutes or so, it was already the internal temperature was already at 136. So I needed to kind of stop things there because they were gonna get overdone. And so anyway, for thin cut pork chops, only about a half an hour on the smoker part of it. And then hopefully you like the being able to move the grates out of the way and kind of slide them back and forth, and so I think that worked out well. And at the end result, the chops were juicy, they were moist, they were flavorful, and they were good. Now, in the future, for something like that, I would recommend going with thicker cut chops so that you have a little bit more flexibility. It can probably be on the smoker, getting smoked a little bit longer there. This process I'm going to try with steaks here very soon, and so that's my recommendation. It worked out. So for thin cut chops, half an hour smoke, and then fire up the grill to 400. Take off one of the grill plates or the grills, slide the slider plate over so that you get direct flame, put it on there, and again, about 20 seconds aside, and you're going to be looking pretty good. You're going to be looking good. And so anyway, hopefully you're liking these videos, and if you do, I hope that you'll subscribe to the channel and like this video down below. Click the little bell next to the subscribe button so you get notified the next time I put out a video. And check out pelletsmokergrill.com. And until we meet again, we'll talk with you later. Bye.